In less than 9 days, this country will be going into a general election. Not just an election, the type of election that will determine the country, the future of the country, and the fate of the country. Welcome to ObiDatti Family TV. Welcome to ObiDatti Update. I am Jamie the Joy Misa, and with me is King Kamsi.
Thank you so much, Joy. It's actually a very nice pointer. Like you said, 9 days to the election that's going to determine the future of Nigeria and Nigerians. And it's not just an election that should be toyed with. It's not business as usual. We'll see Nigerians come out to make decision. And right now, looking, you could see clearly, to the faces of Nigeria that we've been saying and clamoring that we need a Nigeria that's better. And there's a adage that says that it's only a fool that goes by things the same way that they go by things and expect results to come out differently. This is an election that we have to expect different results by putting in a different action. We followed the umbrella has leaked and rain has continually beat us. We followed the broom and the broom has swept us into poverty. Let us live and follow humans like us. Humans that will take us to the location that we deserve to be, and where we deserve to be is where we should be. This election is a very critical one, and that's the reason why we'll be speaking about it. ObiDatti Updates is the program. And before we get into the updates today, because I had a presidential candidate, Mr. Peter Obi, is currently in Imo State for a road walk. Yeah. But before we get into full updates on how the campaign is moving, let's speak with some of our wonderful guests that we have with us here today live in the studio. And they have come to tell us what they have been doing for the movement that is about to shake and change Nigeria come the 25th of February 2023. I have Mr. Titus Bakat. He is the coordinator of Peter Obi Apostles, POAP, in Idemili North. He's the coordinator. Mr. Titus, you're welcome. Thank you so much for joining us today. And also I have the secretary of Peter Obi Apostles in Idemili North as well, is Gamba Ijoma Catherine. You're welcome, ma'am. Thank you so much for joining us today in the studio. Okay, so quickly, I want to speak with you concerning the ambition of Mr. Peter Obi and Yusuf Datibaba Ahmed. It is not news anymore that these presidential candidates are the ones that are taking Nigeria to where they are supposed to be. I want to start with you, your titles. What has it been like supporting Mr. Peter Obi, and why did you also choose to support Mr. Peter Obi?
Okay. Thank you very much. Once again, I appreciate the question you just asked, because first of all, Mr. Peter Obi is someone that comes out under the platform of this Labour Party, and we made the choice for Mr. Peter Obi because Peter Obi has a great record as well when he was the governor of Anambra State. Yes, personally, we know the human being he is. Both competency and whatsoever in this campaign. So if you're comparing him with other aspirants of other parties, we know that Mr. Peter Obi have the competency and everything. So that's the reason why we come out to support Mr. Peter Obi.
Okay, that's a very nice one. Mrs. Ijoma, I'm going to come to you quickly. The same question, but we're going to look at it from a woman perspective, from a mother perspective, okay? I want to ask you, at what point did you decide to support Peter Obi?
Okay, thank you very much. Well, I would say, number one, I have worked under him. That was 20 years now. That was 2003. So, apart from that, he's more credible enough. Okay. Concerning all this presidential candidate coming out, among them, he is the best.
Exactly.
And then, I'm not just coming out for him. I'm coming out because if you check his past record, his past achievements and performances, that is what convinced me to come out for this movement, to support him. Thank you.
Okay. I'm gonna.
But let me maintain it with Ms. Ijoma. The Peter Obi Apostles, I believe, is a support group.
It's a support group.
Okay, so tell us more about the support group.
Okay, this support group of a thing, Peter Obi Apostles, not. Our aim now, okay, what we have been doing for a long time now is we go about, first of all, telling people the importance of getting their PVC. That's number one. And also give them the tips on how to cast their vote on that election day. You know, so, and as God may have it, the people we have met so far on the street, door-to-door canvassing, that have been complying. That's it.
Let's just continue to Mr. Titles, you know, just like Mr. Juma said, you know, telling people to get their PVC, sensitizing them about Labour Party.
Yes.
It's a big job to be done, definitely. Yes. And I know one of the things is, especially here in Anambra State, we speak about Idemili North, we're speaking about one of the most politically active local governments in the state. I could tell because I've monitored the election for years, and we've seen how Idemili North troops out to vote during election season. But the only problem now is that Idemili North is also a local government that has not been used to voting Labour Party. You know, they've voted other parties. We've seen other parties present in that part of, you know, Nigeria. But now we've not seen Labour Party present candidates in that area. So how has it been sensitizing people about Labour Party? Are they getting used to it, or will they still have problems? This is 9 days to the election already.
Yes, of course. That's a very nice question, right? Because Idemili North, as you have said, Idemili North have that challenges, but as time goes on, when we started this movement around sometimes May last year, so we find it very difficult to at least let people understand. So, but at times comes on, they now realize that yes, it is good for them to come out to vote for Labour Party candidate because of the being a youth and also someone that has ruled Anambra for some years and with a good results as well. So, but once we come out for the canvassing and showing people about how they will vote Labour Party, they were so excited. That excitement is there. So that's it.
Okay. A quick one, Mr. Titles. I'm going to ask you. You spoke about challenges. I want to ask you, you know, one thing is to go out to sensitize people, one thing is to tell them about Peter Obi. Of course, we all know that he is a credible man, one of the best candidates. We've had the only best candidate we have. But another thing is to convince them about the person you're talking about. Now, we want to know what has been your challenges. What have you been going through? When you go out to converse, go out to preach about Peter Obi. Of course, the name of your group is Peter Obi Apostles. When you go out to preach the gospel of Peter Obi, what are those challenges you come across?
Yes, the challenges we come across is the issue of logo, to be precisely, because so many of them, they don't know about the Labour Party logo. So we have to at least let them know the logo as well. So, but in terms of that, we don't have much problem about that, because Peter Obi candidacy is the issue of it is just, let me say, it's a miracle. Exactly. So that yes, every part of the country, because precisely I'm not from Igbo. Yes, I'm from the North Central. So, but if you look at the movement is not all about whether you are an Igbo or not.
Exactly.
Yes, so that is why, and the only challenges we are having is the issue of logo, but nothing more.
Okay.
Yeah. But let me move to Mrs. Ijoma. It is very widely known about how Igbo people when it comes with election, especially here in Anambra State. There's always been the issue of people saying Nkabro, you know, so, and it's I already pointed out earlier that, you know, Labour Party's logo is one of the logo that they have not been used to, because we've not had any major candidates here, you know, coming out from the Labour Party. But there in Idemili North, we've already seen some videos of you going to the markets, places, sensitizing some old people. What is the acceptability like? Are people accepting it? Are some people angry about it? What is the movement like?
Okay, well, during our canvassing period, I would say much people actually, they complied, like I said earlier. In as much as this Labour Party, we are not familiar with it. But then, once they saw that Peter Obi picture, they were like, yes, we vote him. He's our man. Too, just like you rightly said. And then again, we also encounter some kind of challenges, like some of them will say, I'm not going to vote. After all, the one we did before, our vote do not count. But when you meet that kind of people, you have to calm down, explain to them, give them the reasons that our vote is always counted, that our vote must be counted. I mean, if our vote, I met some of them, especially ladies. They were like, I'm not coming out to vote though. After the one we've been doing before, what happened? So it took me time, we were together, it took me time to, canvas. I sat down, I was like, okay, calm down. What and what? I now opened their eyes to make them realize that if our vote is not counted as they say, why will some, sorry I have to say it, why will some politicians buy votes?
True.
So our vote is actually counted. They are counting our vote regardless. So I actually made them to, I gave them the reason they should forget that notion that our vote is not counted, doesn't count or whatever, it's not counted or so. So, and at the end they were like, okay, we will vote.
But let me quickly, Bente, because you already pointed out something that I have interest in. We've seen in past times that most people say that women are not politically active. You know, a lot of people say it, and some people say it's a lie, and other people say no, that women are not politically active. But now, seeing you as a woman taking the front step, going out, campaigning, and speaking to people about Mr. P2B, what has it been like? Are there people who will tell you, or speak to say in Igbo, politics, you know? Have you experienced things like that? And if you've experienced, how are you able to handle it and explain to people that no, politics is for everybody? Because it's hard to see a lot of women take the forefront when it comes to matters like this.
Well, thank you for that. Well, so far so good. I have not encountered such during my canvassing period, to be honest. Yeah, I have not. I didn't. The only thing is that, in fact, people actually complied, to be honest. To be very honest, I was even amazed. I was surprised. Like, I thought they were going to do like, just go, we don't want, but no, they didn't do that. They accepted us. Honestly, they accepted us massively. Even the keke riders. There was this keke rider. He was carrying passengers. So where I was standing canvassing people, so he dropped a passenger there. So, and picked another one. So I was like, Oga, can I have some of your time? He said, okay. I was surprised. He gave me audience. He was even with the passengers he was carrying. None of them complained, honestly. So I was like, wow. Honestly, I'm happy.
Exactly.
But let's move back to Mr. Titus. Idemili North is a very wide area. So I want to tell us emphatically, with emphasis, what towns and what areas in Idemili North have you been able to cover and take your sensitization to?
Okay. Yes, once again, I think the areas we covered in Idemili North, most especially Obosi, we have covered Ogidi wards, Abatete wards, and going down to Uke and more of Abacha site. All of them we have covered, all of them doing the sensitization. Even as I'm talking to you right now, sensitization is still going on other places in Idemili North. So our work is going every day by day, and we will continue to do until the day of the election, so that people will not forget.
Yeah, thank you. I want to say a very big thank you to Mr. Titus and Mrs. Ijoma. You guys, you've said a lot of positive things. But before we let you go, I want to ask you this quick one. Like we said earlier on, the election is fast approaching. In less than 9 days, this country will be going into a general election. Now, Mr. Titus, over you. What is your fate for the election? What is your fate for the election during and after the election?
Wow, this election, I believe that this election has come and it's almost, let me say, it's going. But we believe that this election, we have the 95% chances of winning this election. That is my own faith. And after the election, I believe that our vote must surely count.
Yeah.
Because the election is not going to be a business of usual. Because now we youth have taken things on our hands.
Exactly.
We have not let all politicians to take over all things. So that's why we are doing this.
Okay, well, it's already the final notes, but Mr. Joma, let me just ask now. P2OB Apostles is a support group that has been preaching the message to people, mobilizing and getting to the grassroots and talking to people. What will P2OB Apostles do to intensify efforts? We are at the final lap now. Very soon, campaign period is going to end. And before we know it, we're going to head straight to the election. With these remaining few days that we have for the election, what are you going to do, or what's the support group going to do differently to get to the people more, to make the people hear more? Because now we need to, whatever we're doing, we need to add more, pressure to it to make it translate. Because there are people who, on that day, might also not decide to come out to vote.
Exactly.
Okay. So what is P2OB Apostles going to do differently to intensify efforts now that we're closer to the election?
Well, thank you. If you must know, we have not stopped canvassing. Okay. Just like he said, even though that we have covered many areas, we are still going. We are still doing it. And another thing is that we, in our group, we have already mapped out this strategy, how we are going to keep each member in on each polling unit as a watchdog. Exactly. To make sure that every Labour Party member that wants to cast his or her vote must do it properly. Yeah, that is it.
I think that's so much already from our presidential candidate, Mr. P2OB, and his running mate, ObiDatti Baba Ahmed. We say thank you so much for what you're doing for a better Nigeria. And definitely we're sure that all of these clips is going to get to him. He's a very proactive man who definitely loves what Nigerians are doing. And trust, every Nigerian also appreciates this. This is for a new Nigeria. It is for us. Yes. It's for us to get a better Nigeria. Because a lot of people are tired of what's happening. We're seeing what's happening right now with the fuel scarcity, cash scarcity, and all of this. And we believe that with ObiDatti movement and the ObiDatti presidency, is going to be a change.
Amen.
Thank you so much. Okay, so let's go on a quick break. When we get back, we'll be discussing with more members of support groups who's taking Mr. P2OB's ambition to the people. Please don't go anywhere. Stay with us right here on ObiDatti Family Television.
All right. Thank you.
Labour Party, Labour Party, Labour Party, Labour Party, Labour Party. Can you get a vote? Labour Party. Labour Party, LP, can you get a vote? Labour Party, Labour Party, never say, Mama, Papa, now want to be Labour Party, Mama, Papa, now want, never say, Mama, Papa, now want to be Labour Party, Mama, Papa, now want to be Labour Party.
Mr. P2OB's administration built from scratch Chukwuemeka Odumegwu University Teaching Hospital with 25 building structures. His government funded transformation of massive infrastructural development, accreditation of 12 health institutions and 2 hospitals, and also built 10 maternal and childcare centers across the state. He is the first governor to purchase medical equipment worth over 135 million naira and 50 ambulances for the health sector in Anambra State, which remain functional till today. He built and equipped Dr. Jonwilo Heart Center in St. Joseph Hospital, Adazinnuku, where heart operations are performed. Anambra State is the first state in Nigeria to distribute more than 30,000 computers to secondary schools. Mr. P2OB distributed about 700 buses to secondary schools in Anambra State and built 200 primary school blocks. He donated the sum of 300 million naira to Anglican churches and 440 million naira to Roman Catholic churches to rehabilitate their missionary schools. During his tenure, he gave 1 million naira each to more than 160 first-class graduates. To promote the reading culture in the state, he went ahead to build a well-equipped library known as Prof. Kennedy Dike Library, Awka. He also rehabilitated the divisional library in Onitsha and gave 500,000 naira to each secondary school in the state to provide library materials. This boosted the student performance from the 26th position in Nigeria to the 1st position. The security improvement was exceptional as he provided security vehicles to 177 communities in the state. He cleared pension and gratuity owed since 1990 to the tune of about 37 billion naira and also paid monthly stipends to the elderly in the state. Mr. Peter Obi built the first secretariat complex in Anambra State to house the various Anambra State government ministries that were scattered all over the state. His good governance attracted the second largest brewery in the world, known as Sab Miller, to build their first greenfield facility in the state. He was recognized by the Millennium Development Goals (MDG) as the best governor in the implementation of their programs in Nigeria. Peter Obi constructed 2 bridges across the popular Agulu Lake in Anyocha local government area of Anambra State at the cost of 2 billion naira. He funded Agulu Lake Hotel Project, Golden Tulip, and reconstruction of Opaiweka bridges at the axis of Enugu-Onitsha Expressway with 6 lanes. Peter Obi constructed 800 km of road network between rural and urban areas. Some of the roads include Ibariam Internal Road, Ekulobia Ezinifite Road, Niger Drive Onitsha, Ifite Dunu Road, construction of Zik Avenue and Mpo Flyover, 30 verifiable bridges, Ezu Ebenebe Bridge, Oka North, Isu Anyocha Bridge, Opaka River Bridge, pedestrian bridge at permanent site Unizik Junction, Oka. He created industrial parks as catalysts for industrialization. He constructed and commissioned the Governor's Lodge at Annex Onitsha, FMR Customary Court of Appeal Complex, High Court buildings at Nnewi and Ogidi, Judges' Quarters at Onitsha. His visionary leadership brought unprecedented transformation to the local government in Anambra State. He made provision for 1.2 billion naira credit facilities to farmers in the state and cleared a 20 million naira debt owed banks as a result of the 2012 flood devastation. Peter Obi's administration purchased 90 buses and taxis for Anis Mass Transit Company. He adopted the best practice in waste disposal and provided over 300 million naira worth of waste evacuation trucks. The Debt Management Office rated Anambra as the least indebted state in Nigeria. Mr. Peter Obi handed 75 billion naira to his successor, Mr. Willie Obiano. The credibility and reputation of Peter Obi as a competent visionary leader in public service governance and management of state resources remains undisputable.
Be that they vote for, they'll go vote for another person. So what will they try do now? They try teach people, show people say now the logo be this. So that the way you want vote, when you reach there, you will see one will be umbrella, not be for Peter Obi. You'll see one will be broom, not be for Peter Obi. Now this one will Papa, Mama, Pikin, Day, and that will be Peter Obi. So when you want vote, you will come press that ink they'll put for your hand. You come put her for where this picture they so now you go put her. That's why you take vote for Peter Obi. So if you see Labour Party logo now, you know what you are doing. I know because of this.
Welcome back to ObiDatti Update on ObiDatti Family TV. I remain Jamie Deljoy, and with me is King Kamsi.
Yes, you're welcome back to ObiDatti Family Television, right here on ObiDatti Updates. It is very few days to the election. We told them when we get back, we're going to be speaking with another member of a wonderful support group that's taking the Peter Obi message to the people of Nigeria, and he's going to be telling us how he's doing that. And as you right now, ladies and gentlemen, we have Pastor Aloysius C. Ike Chebelo. He's the Vice Chairman of Awka South Coalition of North and South SME Owners for Peter Obi. He's here with us in the studio. Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
Good morning. Thank you so much for joining us today, and we're very happy to have you here. Thank you for taking the Peter Obi movement to people. But let's begin, with a straight question. Why did you decide to support Mr. Peter Obi?
First of all, I saw it as a divine mandate because I was a missionary. I was in Niger Republic, and I had an open vision. If you know Niger Republic, Niamey, the capital, you know that River Niger crosses it. And I was in the National Stadium in the night, and I had a vision where a being like Zeke, he has glasses, came up from the River Niger and stood up. And these old Muslim women, the way Aisha normally dress, we are bowing to him. That was 2014. We are bowing to him. So I've been contemplating the meaning. So when Obi movement came on, the revelation, the vision flashback, and I put, dreams sometimes can be symbols. I said, Obi grew up from Onitsha. River Niger crosses Onitsha.
Exactly.
You understand? He grew up from Onitsha. And he has, the one that gelled it is the glasses. The glasses were there. So I said, if this is the dream, and I can see this is not a matter of Southerners or Northerners. If the old women from the North will be bowing to him, then this is the Messiah we need in Nigeria. That's what made me.
Okay, sir. Thank you very much. Well, I want to ask, I understand that you are a proud supporter of Peter Obi.
Yes.
And I want to ask, what have you been putting, what have you and your group, your support group, have been putting together to take Peter Obi to the next level?
Okay, once we are small scale, small, medium enterprises.
Okay.
And we know that this is the centerpiece of Peter Obi's policy, to use small and medium scale enterprises to boost Nigerian economy. And we are on the ground. When you talk of small and medium scale, you talk of market women, you talk of, keke drivers, shuttle drivers, and we have been sensitizing these people concerning this is the person that has the policy that can move us forward and that we can benefit from it. So as a pressure group, I would say pressure group, we go to our members and tell them the importance, compare the policies of the other candidates and their parties, what they have done, because they have been in government. What have they done for small and medium scale enterprises? And compare with the policy that Peter Obi is coming up with.
Okay, Pastor Lo, it's very straightforward of how you've also made clear what people are expecting from Mr. Peter Obi, especially SMEs and Nigerians as a whole. As the Vice Chairman for the Awka South Coalition of North and South SME Owners for Peter Obi, what exactly have you been able to put in place for those SMEs owners right now to key in their support? And also, while stating that, have they been able to accept Peter Obi as their choice candidate in the location you cover?
Okay. They have completely accepted, because we have a woman leader in Awka, a Awka market, and most of the markets. And thank God Peter Obi is easy to sell. It's not hard. You see, people have already accepted him. So we have been able to organize them. We have been able to organize meetings. And in the meetings we were able to share some souvenirs and, caps and t-shirts and flags and all this. I was not, and trying to explain to them. And the leaders of the market are aware, and we're able to sell P2B to them, and they are selling it to the people.
Okay. A very quick one, sir. You made mention of you and your group going out to sanitize the people concerning P2B. We want to know what exactly were the activities? What exactly were you putting together? What exactly? We have some other group doing sensitization, neighbor-to-neighbor sensitization. We also have other group on social media doing their things. We want to know from you. We want to get it from you. What exactly are you telling them? What exactly are you sensitizing the people, and how are you doing it?
Okay, like one of the videos, you see where, if you see that video, I'm in a joint.
Yeah.
It's like a joint, like here now. It's in a joint, and there we have materials. We printed sample ballot paper, and that sample ballot paper, you have to tell them, because in the sample ballot paper, you won't see P2B. Only thing you will see is Mama, Papa picking in a way, and LP. So we have to sensitize them. This is exactly what you look out for during the day of voting. This is what is in the ballot paper. P2B's name is not in the ballot paper. This is what is in the ballot paper, and this is how we are going to vote. And most of the materials we give them, we have stickers for phone. We have stickers like keke people. We have stickers for their keke, stickers for the shuttle, bus shuttle people. We have stickers. We have apron for the market women.
Okay.
And with that, we told them the logo where to vote is all there. So on daily basis, as they put this on and as they look at it, you keep on reminding them this is where to vote.
Pastor, you said, it's a constant reminder for people where to understand where they need to vote and how they need to place their fingers while voting. But right now, it's few days to the election. We have very little time to achieve so much, in my opinion. Looking at a lot of people who have spoken about that, we still have a great number of people that have not decided where to vote or not. On this, they call them the undecided voters. So right now, I want you to just quickly speak to them, tell them the reason why they should vote Mr. Peter Obi and not any other candidate, and also the reason why they should not remain undecided.
Okay. One is that we have experienced PDP government. We have experienced APC government. And we are in APC government now. One thing I want to tell you is that, are you happy with the 8 years of APC government? Where you are now, are you comfortable? It's your business, your small business, thriving the way it's supposed to thrive. Are you happy with what is happening now? And if you are not happy, there is an alternative. The alternative is that P2B has come with a new Nigeria, with a mandate to change things, to change the situation. And, there's a track record in Anambra State. The 8 years he spent in Anambra State, there's a track record of what he did. He brought Anambra almost every section to #1 in Nigeria. Call it education, health, even business. Let me give you an example. Before, Head Bridge is no-go area. From Head Bridge to Opiweka, the traffic jam. How can you do business in such a situation? But he single-handedly expanded it, made it, I think, around 8 lanes. And even though that it was a federal road. And that is to enhance the business in Onitsha. And he did it in other places. He opened up Anambra State. Where Anambra State became the first in road networks. For those that are in the interior, if there is no road network, like we are saying, we are small and medium scale, how do you bring your goods out to sell? These are some of the things, track record you can verify. Let me quote him. Because they say, go and verify. So go and verify. So compare, let me put it like this now, compare his 8 years in Anambra State. Okay. Compare the 8 years of PDP in Nigeria, compare the 8 years, the current 8 years of APC in Nigeria, and make up your mind. And I know if you have a conscience, or let me say, your conscience will tell you this is who to vote for. There's no comparison about it. There is no doubt that he is a much better candidate than the other ones from track records.
Okay, Pastor Lawyer, we're out of time already. I want to say thank you so much from presidential candidate Mr. Peter Obi. It is really amazing to see what you've been doing. It's very evident. I can't tell you to state, because you already have a video that is evidential of what you've been doing in this area. It's going to even down to the bars, to outlets, down to businesses, speaking to people on how they should come together and vote in the right candidate, which is Mr. Peter Obi. So I'm sure our presidential candidate is going to see this video and is very happy that people like yourself, Pastor Aloy, has come out to make sure that Nigerians make the right choice, and the choice that will not give us a problem on the long run. So from myself and my co-host, Joy, we say thank you so much for joining us. And to everybody who has watched out there, thank you so much for joining us. That's the much we could take on the ObiDatti update. The campaign season is still on, and Mr. Peter Obi has still been walking around making the people happy. Did you see what happened in Lagos State, in the Ladipo market and in other markets that he visited?
It was awesome.
Wonderful. We saw a multitude of people. According to Igbo language, in the Maduwola, everybody came outside, to see how Peter Obi was coming, and the love was very massive. We even saw down to a pure water seller trying to give water from her. We also saw one of the phone dealers at Computer Village giving him a phone. A lot of people were giving him gifts, and this is a case of Nigeria's newness, wanting and loving this man. And it doesn't just end at that. We're hoping on you to already have your PVC to please make your way to your polling unit on the 25th of February as early in the morning as possible, and stay there till the votes are compiled and announced. That way you're not only voting, but you're protecting the vote of Mr. Peter Obi and making sure that Nigeria becomes a better place. If you're just like Pastor Aloy and you are part of a support group, and that support group has been doing so much for Mr. Peter Obi, all you need to do is to just hit us up on our social media platforms. It is at ObiDatti Family TV everywhere: Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube. Hit us up anywhere. Or you could also send us a message on WhatsApp. The WhatsApp number is currently on the screen right now. Send us a message on WhatsApp, and definitely we'll be out here to accept you and bring you on, so you could tell us how it is happening in your area and what exactly you're doing towards these final days of the election. So from myself, Ken Kamsi, and from the beautiful and delectable co-host Joy, and also from Pastor Alo, who is right here with us in this video, we say thank you so much for joining us on this edition of ObiDatti Updates. And please make sure that you keep watching ObiDatti Family Television. Au revoir.
Thank you.